Welcome to the deep dive. Okay,
Yeah,
for any developers listening, you probably know this pain point all too well. You want to use a cool new machine learning model, right? But first, you've got to extract data, transform it, load it somewhere else, then build this whole separate MLOps pipeline just to get predictions back. It's frankly exhausting. So today, we're diving into a project that wants to basically eliminate all that friction. It's the GitHub repository MindsDB.
right. And let's unpack that friction point a bit. The core issue is really data gravity. Your data lives in your database, probably SQL, right? But the ML usually happens somewhere completely different. MindsDB kind of flips that whole paradigm. It asks, why move all that data to the model? Why not bring the model training, the deployment, everything directly into your database environment?
Exactly. So MindsDB is positioned as an open source AI analytics engine. That's their term. And it's designed to answer really complex questions using, well, pretty much just simple SQL commands. It essentially turns SQL from just a query language into like an AI orchestration tool. Pretty neat.
Yeah, what's fascinating is their whole philosophy boils down to three things: connect, unify, and respond. The real power isn't just that it works, but how straightforward it seems to be to get started. For instance, you don't need to configure tons of complex services. You use standard database language. You can run a command like create model myPredictor from table data, predict target column. And MindsDB just handles the whole workflow behind the scenes, training, tuning, deploying the model automatically.
Okay, minimal setup is definitely appealing, but I have to ask, if you're running heavy ML stuff inside your database, doesn't that risk, slowing everything down, tanking performance? How do they manage that connect part without killing the main database?
That's a really good question, and it gets to their architecture. MindsDB doesn't necessarily do all the heavy compute inside your main transactional database. It integrates with it. That connect pillar is key. It hooks into literally hundreds of data sources. We're talking MySQL, PostgreSQL, sure, but also MongoDB, cloud data warehouses, even SaaS APIs like Salesforce or Stripe. It pulls the data it needs intelligently, so it keeps performance in mind while letting the data stay put.
Gotcha. So it connects widely, lets data stay where it is. And that feeds into the unify stage, right? We saw mentions of knowledge bases and these no ETL views. For developers grounding in data pipelines, what does no ETL actually mean here?
It's potentially a massive time saver. No ETL means you skip writing all those scripts to move data, clean it, merge it together. MindsDB creates these virtual views that look across all those connected sources you mentioned. It handles the integration, even some cleaning, kind of on the fly. And then there's the knowledge bases part. This lets you index unstructured data too. Think like PDFs, support tickets, maybe internal wikis. It pulls insights from that data alongside your regular structured SQL data.
Right.
It unifies structured and unstructured into one queryable system.
Which then leads to respond. This is where you get to actually chat with your data using their built-in AI agent. So it's not just predicting a single column value anymore.
Exactly. It moves beyond simple prediction. These agents can execute more complex tasks, maybe analyzing data across different sources to answer a business question, stuff that would normally require writing, maybe dozens of separate queries and scripts yourself. It aims to turn all that raw, disconnected data into actionable insights much faster.
Okay, this radical simplification of the whole MLOps thing, it really explains the numbers we saw.
Oh yeah, it's not just theoretical. This repo, MindsDB, it has, let me check, 36.2 thousand stars on GitHub, over 5.8 thousand forks. And get this, they report over 400,000 deployments. That's significant real-world use.
Wow, 400,000. So for you, the developer listening, what does this really mean? It suggests that the steep learning curve, the infrastructure nightmare often tied to AI, maybe that's starting to flatten out. If you're comfortable writing SQL, the idea is you're suddenly equipped to build, train, and deploy pretty sophisticated AI models, all without leaving your database comfort zone.
It really does make you wonder, doesn't it? If the ML layer starts blending into the data layer like this, how long until we see data engineering and MLOps practically merge into one discipline? It's something to think about.
Definitely food for thought. So our recommendation, go check out the MindsDB repository on GitHub. They seem to have a really active community too on Slack and GitHub discussions. Worth exploring if this sounds useful for your projects.
Yeah, give it a look. You might be surprised how quickly you can get an AI model running with just a bit of SQL.